Being Premier is not a walk in the park.
Hi guys, how you doing? Good.
But it's still nice to do it every now and again, especially if you're John Horgan, marking your 4th anniversary in office.
It has been quite a ride, and 4 years feels like 40 years some days, but it also feels like the blink of an eye.
Day one for Horgan back in 2017 started with celebrations, but also a raging wildfire emergency. And it continues today with, well, another wildfire crisis, plus a COVID-19 pandemic as well.
I look at the challenges of yet another fire season and the coming out of COVID as strong as we can. That's just the cards I was dealt, as they say, and I'm doing my best to play them in the interests of all the people of BC.
So far, he's played those cards into a winning hand. Horgan is one of Canada's most popular premiers, with consistently high approval ratings peaking during the pandemic. But his political opponents say he showed his ruthless side with an early election in October when the public was preoccupied with the pandemic. And they point out many key promises like housing affordability and $10 a day childcare remain unfinished 4 years later.
Over time, that track record will begin to build for this Premier and this government. Big promises and a failure to deliver on many of them.
Horgan said $3 billion in new federal childcare funding last month will turn $10 a day childcare into reality within a few years. In the meantime, he said a more pressing concern is $12 million set aside to help BC First Nations search for the lost graves of children at former residential school sites, with more assistance available if needed. And Horgan also wants to push vaccination rates higher if BC hopes to return to normal in September. But it's another type of crisis that Horgan says has him truly worried.
Transitioning our economy to meet the climate challenges is the one that keeps me awake at night, and people need to get their heads around that. And so when they're making investments, when they're thinking about getting that new car, get a hybrid, get an electric. When you're thinking about your home, heat pump might be not a bad idea.
Then there's the big question. Is he going to run again? Horgan will be 65 in 2025.
A youthful 65.
What's your future look like when we hit the next election, the end of this term? Have you figured that out?
I haven't.
There's still plenty of time, though, and a lot of work to do if you're Premier.
I'm pretty confident that things are going well right now, but I also have got 4 years of experience of things going sideways every now and again.